All right, here we are for week 6 of the Six Sigma Road League. Having iffy connection to the internet, so hopefully this works. I somehow don't see any dropped frames, but I'm dropping packets when I ping, so not sure what's going on. Anyways, we're at Laguna Seca. It's a hot one out there. It actually has cooled off since practice. Practice was up to like 101 at least. So we're down to 96 right now. Drivers are out there starting on their out laps, maybe starting their first laps of qualifying. There's been lots of spins going through the corkscrew, but you know, practice, everybody's going for it, so you never know who's actually going to be doing what. Let's hop over and see if anybody's completed any times yet. All right, so far we got Morgan on pole with a 119.765. Have a look at Kenny McGrath here as he goes off track. Great time to change the camera angle, I should say. We got Chris Dowden in second, real close to Morgan. Who else we got that's about to complete a lap? A lot of these have completed a lap. I'm wondering if they got a 1X. Because I'm seeing a lot of people over a lap, but not that many people on the board. Have a little look at Mark Rondeau right now. Currently in third, being the top amateur. If he can stay somewhere in that position, he's going to be looking great tonight. Drivers do have 3 laps. Morgan completes his second lap now. Skylar Rabin just knocks him down a notch, completing his second lap with a 1:19.494. Oh, and Tiago taking out Morgan. That's a little bit out of nowhere. Richard Hibbs popping up there in P1. All right, we're getting some times now. Seems like drivers are having more luck on their second go. Have a look at Morgan as he completes his third lap. Oh, you know what? I forgot to start trading paints. I'm guessing that's why his car's white. See if his paint pops in here. Oh, and Peter Arundel taking out that pole, almost getting into those 118s with a 119.136. Trading Paints is downloading, but extremely slow. Oh, Morgan on his last attempt comes close, but doesn't quite take that pole position back. Coy McGrath coming in. Sean Ryan popping up there. Richard Hibbs all popping up there. We don't usually see this much movement in a qualifying session. Peter's still completing his third lap. Can see if he can improve, but he doesn't really need to. I don't think anybody else... Is there anybody else? There's only a couple drivers left, so he's pretty well going to have that spot secured. Can he add insult to injury here? Oh, he does with an 18.691. Wow. A half second faster than P2. Absolutely incredible. Just blasting. Blasting around the track. Trading Paint's still downloading. I'm at a whole 8%. As I said, my connection's shaky. I'm not sure how I'm not dropping frames to the stream, but everything else is running slow and awful. It's really surprises me. Yeah. Pretty much everybody's done. We only got Daryl Klotz out there completing his last lap. Oh, going a little wide into the sand. Got the commentator curse there. Popped over to look at him. We're at a whole 9% downloaded on paints. I almost feel like I should restart it or something. 10%. We might get them loaded in by the time the race is over. See how this goes. I don't know why everybody's reset for me, because they should all just be downloaded. I don't have it clear the cache as far as I know, or clear the folder out when I exit. Oh, no. That is checked. Never mind. I'm going to uncheck that because I need to save those. Alright, so we may have proper paints on cars. As I say, maybe, I don't know, by the end of the sprint race. I don't know why this is taking so long. I'll try a quick little restart on the trading paints here. Just to see if it goes any better. that on the other screen here so we can monitor that. We'll have a look at our results here. No, we can't look at results because the session isn't over. Never mind. I'll watch Georgie go around here a little bit while we're waiting on this. Maybe Nathan? Everybody's stopping on me. We have 5 minutes till the quali session is over. It's a very fast quali session, but I guess it is only a 1 minute 18 lap. Here at, let's throw the race info back up. Here at Laguna Seca, there's not a lot of passing opportunities. The last corner's kind of an opportunity if you can get in there on somebody. Also the first corner, which is a double apex hairpin, you get an opportunity around there. Other than that, it's kind of the corkscrew. If you can outbrake somebody into it, it's pretty hard to pull off, but you can get her done there. Sometimes you get, I don't know if, is turn 1 just turn 1, or is it 1 and 2 since it's double apex? I'm not sure. But if you say it's 1, 2, 3, you can, 3's like kind of just blasting around. 4, you can catch some people out. It's kind of a weird braking and weird way to sight the racing line into 4. And it's real easy to mess up. So a lot of times you can get into on the inside of somebody there or get a better exit out of there. But the problem is the next corner 5 or 6, whatever it's called, is the kink. And you can be, but you really don't want to be side by side going through the kink. And then, of course, you're carrying all the way up the hill and then into the corkscrew. And you definitely don't want to be side by side into the corkscrew. So it's a pretty unforgiving track. It's a very technical track and pretty unforgiving for passing. So it'll be interesting to see how much passing and shaking up we have. After restarting my trading paints, I'm back to 9% downloaded. So cars are going to look a little different for a little while, I guess. Got 2.5 minutes till we grid the cars. I'm interested to see which pace car I chose because I don't remember what I set. I don't think it's the pace truck. Pace truck is a local favorite here. I like to do it at the most inappropriate times though, like at the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife. I believe we used it at Suzuka as well. Last season we used it at Le Mans. I'll go ahead and pop the grid back up there. So we can see the positions. We do interval? No, not interval, not gap. Oh, here we go. Best time. We could pop the times up there. A little hard to read in that gray, but there they are. One minute until the start of the 15-minute sprint race. When we get on the grid, I'll pop over in game, make it look a little extra ugly for a second, and give these guys a little pep talk. Then we'll have our 15-minute race. Then we have a 10-minute break, 10-minute warm-up session, and then we have a 45-minute feature. There's no inversions or anything like that because we have two different classes. We have an amateur and a pro class. Everybody races each other, but we can't do an inversion because it may split out the. You might get a couple amateurs suddenly in first where all the rest are stuck where they are and not really fair to them. Looks like our highest finishing or qualifying amateur is Mark Rondeau, though. Mark Rondeau had a great race last week and took the win for the amateur class. So he may be having a repeat here. It looks like we used the Mustang. All right, we're gonna get the music turned down here. We can pop up the grid. Waiting for people to load so I can get the camera on them. There we go. All right. I'm still at only 9% on trading paint, so I'm not sure. This is great. Anyways, looks like we have a full pace lap here. There's not any real great place for a short pace lap, I suppose. There's not really any other straights on the track. In row one, we're going to be starting off with Peter Arundel finishing almost a half second over second place, which is Richard Hibbs in P2 in second place. I just said that. In row two, we got Sean Ryan with side by side with Morgan. Ought to be a good battle there. Row three, we got Coy McGrath, Rick Wishown. Row 4, Brandon Dooley, Skylar Rabin. Row 5, Tiago Fernandez, Chris Dowden. And row 6, Joe Lee and Declan. I'm going to hop in there now and give them a little pep talk. All right, guys. Good quali session. It was cool to see the leaderboard switch around so much. I noticed a lot of people, of course it was practice, you're going hard, but so many people spinning in corkscrew. So careful into T1. Also try to line out and be super careful going into the corkscrew. Hopefully we don't have to call a caution tonight for the first time. That would be bad. So have a fun full pace lap and catch you on the other side.
Records are made to be broken.
It's not the record. Not the record we want to break, Kenny.
Wait, this isn't Long Beach? I can see the
Yes, there was a quick caution at Long Beach, but
Long Beach is so really far off.
I'm not counting Long Beach.
Like 12 hours off.
I don't know why trading paints is just like stopped. Oh, and we lost everybody for a second. And it's stuck with Mishler talking. Did we drop any frames? How have we not dropped frames? Oh, that's due to rendering lag and or encoding lag. We got to be dropping frames on my connection, surely. Oh yeah, I do believe SDK broke. Great. Because my connection broke. Oh, it's back. We're caught up. It's catching up. it's figuring out what I clicked on. There we go. Okay, I think we're gonna be set. Oh, let's get the track map up there. I always forget that because it always hides it on me. I clicked it. Still not there. Still not there. Let's see how delayed this green flag is. They are racing now. Super close. We got Peter taking us down into T1. We're going to have a little skim through the field. Make sure everyone makes it. We got some 3 wide going on. But it looks like everybody is through. There's the map. Green light still hasn't gone off. Let's see if the I clicked on to show gap. We'll see if that shows up anytime soon. Oh, there's the green light. Looks like Peter's running away a little bit there off the start. When they get to the corkscrew up here, we'll have a little gander through. Peter's down through the corkscrew. Oh, I saw some smoke there. This is not a great camera angle for this. Everybody successfully made it. I think we're good. All right. I think we're good. I have told the leaderboard to show gap. It has not updated or changed yet. But currently, Peter is just kind of running away with it. Richard Hibbs, Sean Ryan, Morgan, Richard Washown, all kind of in a pack together behind him. And then we got another big pack behind there with Brandon Dooley, Coy McGrath, Chris Dowden. Look at all these cars back here. This is where the real race is going on. Oh, somebody's out in the grass. Look at Mark Rondeau here. Oh, the gap did show up. I just now noticed. It still hasn't caught up to who I've been clicking on yet. As we're currently looking at Mark Rondeau. Did his paint load in? Is that the only paint that's loaded? We got a couple. We got some paints loaded. Why is it still telling me? Yeah, we have paints loaded. It's still telling me 9. Well, I don't believe all of them are loaded though. It's definitely looking better. Where's Brandon? Is Brandon? Yeah, Brandon's isn't loaded. It's still telling me only 9% downloaded for some reason, but we did have some paints pop in, so interesting. We are currently nope, I'm getting all kinds of delay here. But currently, is this right? Is Peter? Oh, Peter having a little off there. They keeping it out there. Richard Hibbs is kind of breaking away from the pack, trying to chase down Peter. Behind that, Sean Ryan, Richard Washown. Oh, something must have happened to Morgan. He slipped back a little bit. None of these guys' paints are loaded. Brandon Dooley's actually kind of getting close to Morgan. Everybody's spreading out a little bit. I'm wondering if we're just having a bunch of little mistakes here and there. It's a very unforgiving car. Easy to step out onto the dirt. Go for a little slide. Oh, something happened to Peter. He's back into third with Richard Hibbs and Sean Ryan around. I'm a little bit scared to attempt it, but can I get a replay? I don't see an incident anywhere in here. We might be able to get a... Oh, he got a slowdown. He either went off or got too much of a cut and got a slowdown. Also, it's currently showing Brandon Dooley, but we are on Peter. Oh, here we got Coy McGrath racing Mark racing Coy down into T1. Oh, Richard Hibbs and Sean Ryan side by side. Down into the last turn? Yeah. Are we live? Like, live and iRacing live? I think so. Stuff's just enough delayed around the screen that everything seems funky. Richard Hibbs holding out so far. Sean is right there behind him. We got Peter making a move. Down into the corkscrew. Still side by side. It's gonna get it done there. Peter back into third, making up the time from his little off track he had there. The time penalty. These guys up front are just really going at it. Sean's still right there with Richard Hibbs. So far, Richard's able to hold on to it. We have... It's... We have 5 minutes left to go. It's telling me... on the readout there saying we're only 5 minutes in, but we actually only have 5 minutes to go in this race. We have any big movers? Richard Washown is up into third. That's a big mover. Oh, what happened to Peter? Peter has fallen back again. Went off track. Will the replay work? Kind of. It didn't do the thing it's supposed to do. Oh, he's had a spin out of the corkscrew. It's not doing what it's supposed to do, but the replay did work. And now it just made the sound it should have made when it switched to the replay. Awesome. So far, Morgan has laid down the fastest lap. He's sitting back in P4 right now, which is right where he started, actually. So he's doing okay. I'm sure he'd like to be a little bit higher than that, but doing pretty well. Further back, let's see, in the amateurs, we got Mark Rondeau just doing great again, sitting in P10, 3 positions up. As I lose connection again. Oh, Richard Hibbs and Sean side by side going down into T1. Sean's on the inside, I believe. Yes. He's going to take it away from Richard out of T1. Can he hold on to it? Looks like he's going to hold on to it for now. We have 2.5 minutes to go, so we probably have 2 laps left. By the time they finish, no, we might have 3 laps left, including this one. Depending on when they get back around. Morgan possibly catching Richard Wishon here. Tiago and Mark Rondeau having a little tussle. Looks like Tiago's going to get him on the inside here. Take away that P10. Looks like Peter just got it. We just missed. Peter got around Joe Lee. Going to be trying to make up some of that time as much as he can anyways. Got a minute 20 left. So where are we at on track? Next lap will be last lap. Here with 2 to go. Sean has taken the lead, taken the fastest lap, that last lap. And seems to have ran away from Richard Hibbs a little bit. Richard and Richard. Morgan's still hanging out right there, right behind Richard. Looking to make a move. At least showing him that he's there. A little bit of lockup going into the corkscrew. Not really anything you can do in this section of the track unless they really make a mistake. To come down to this last corner. Probably can't do much here. Sean Ryan's going to go across the line. This should be last lap. We are 1 lap to go. It's like Morgan wasn't able to stay on Richard's, too close to Richard's tail, so he's going to be safe for now. A little further back, we got Skylar Rabin fighting to get around Brandon Dooley. Even though Brandon's car paint hasn't loaded, you can tell it's him from those bright green rims. I wish the numbers were bigger on these cars. It's really hard to pick people out by their car number. Whoa! Just now randomly... This isn't a replay. We are live. It just randomly played that from when I tried to do it, and now it thinks it's in replay mode. And we're back. I don't know. I haven't been able to pay attention to the gap numbers on screen. I don't know how delayed those are. But here comes Sean Ryan. He took the fastest lap again last lap. Doesn't quite beat it this time. He's going to take the sprint race win. With Richard Hibbs behind him. Richard Wishown. Morgan Teggy. Brandon Dooley. Skylar Rabin. Chris Dowden. Peter coming in 8th. Joe Lee in 9th. Declan in P10. Mark Rondeau coming through in 11th as the highest finishing amateur. Something must happen to Tiago because he dropped back behind Mark into 12th. Then Ken Chrisman as the P2 AM in P13. Coy McGrath 14th. Andrew Storsam 15th. Adam Novotny in 16th, and the third finishing amateur, Jeff Oakes, in P17. So SDK still thinks the race is happening. It's not too sure about what's going on. We'll let that catch up, hopefully. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. Kind of showing everybody flying around the track. Yeah, that's what the deal was. It wasn't, the map definitely wasn't up to time. We may just have to throw the map away. I don't think it's going to be doing us any good. Anyways, hopefully this catches up. I'm going to throw up the I just now clicked the heat results to go up on screen. We'll see when they show up. This is our 10-minute warm-up. I will be back for the start of our 45-minute feature. See you then. Well, look at that. I clicked the button and it happened. Did a little restart there, and our timer is corrected. That's the results. I clicked the grid, it immediately happens. That's better. We still don't have all of our paints. I restarted it again. It got to 20% and stopped, so not sure what's going on there, but yeah, we're going to have Sean Ryan starting out in P1 with Richard Hibbs, P2 right next to him. In the second row, we're going to have Richard Washown, followed by Morgan Teggy, starting in the same position he did in the sprint race. After that, we got, in row 3, we have Brandon Dooley, Skylar Rabin, row 4, Chris Dowden, Peter sitting back there in 8th. He's going to have 45 minutes. If he can hold it straight and on the track, he's going to be coming back. He is fast here tonight. In row 5, we have Joe Lee with Declan. And row 6, we got Mark Rondeau and Tiago Fernandez. I'm going to go give them a little pep talk again. All right, guys, great start to the sprint race. It was a good race to watch. Try to keep it clean for this start as well. Have good luck, and like we say, fun's mandatory.
I got it. Because I'm still dead.
What? I couldn't make out any of that. My connection is too shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I clicked on race and it's not changing. Oh, there it goes. Oh, and iRace control is completely broken. Or is it? No, never mind. It's good. It's good. Hey, we made another 9% in downloading our paints.
Control. Hey, Brian, can you hear me now?
Kind of. My connection sucks.
Yeah, I joined second left, but it takes me outside of the start, and they had a question for you, Brian. Get through, start you good.
I can't make anything out.
I start and do drive through.
No idea.
Any can confirm.
Does he have, let's see. He should be fine just to go.
Alright, I'll tell me, dude.
All right, here we go. Finally got to see what was going on there. With the handy iRace control. Going down into T1, here we go. Get over here and make sure everybody gets through. Everybody's through. I see some, oh, we got some 3 wide action there. A little bit of a lockup. Sean Ryan's holding out that P1. Kind of ran off a little bit on him on the start. Did he get, nope, he's okay. Nobody got any black flags for anything. I think we're good. Our timer's only a little off this time. It says we're at 10 seconds when we're really like a minute in. Probably just going to be losing time in that throughout the broadcast. Was he just pulling over there? What was that on the straight? Oh, did he get loose out of the last turn? Oh, I thought that was Kenny's car. It was the same colors. That definitely wasn't Kenny's car. That was somebody else popping out on the straight. So far, Sean Ryan's just kind of taken off out there in the front. He actually has a... Might as well get rid of the gap on the overlay because it's not accurate at all. I turned it off. We'll see when it turns off. I don't know when that's gonna happen. Oh, I forgot to turn the music off again. Love when I do that. Wonder is... I don't know if I can really screen cap that very well. But whatever. Oh, we missed Richard. What happened to Sean? We missed what happened to Sean. Trying to figure out all my delayed shit that's happening. This is not... I did not click that. We're not watching a replay right now. Ooh, Richard with a big lockup going into the corkscrew. I bet he was trying to slow up as fast as he could and not hit Richard. I could turn the track map on, but it would be kind of pointless because it's not going to be up to date at all. Oh no, did something happen to Peter? He's back in 19th. I just saw his position was really close though. I think he just got a pass. Yeah, he just passed Mark Rondeau. Wait, what's Mark Rondeau doing back there? What happened to him? Oh, he went off track earlier. Must have had a little spin. Had a lot of upsets tonight with Mark Rondeau going off track. We got Ken Chrisman sitting in P12, who is now the top amateur, with Jeff Oakes a couple spots behind him as the second, and Daniel Reinhardt as the as third. Go back up to the front as we have Richard Hibbs. Richard Hibbs has a paint. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Hibbs has a paint. We're 96% downloaded on paints. So now we can see Richard Hibbs' car, Wishon's car, Morgan's car has a paint, Skylar's car has a paint. We're basically there. I would like to hope that once these are done downloading that the SDK will work a little better, but that's not the problem. It's not bandwidth, it's dropping packets. We got quite the race up here. Skylar just kind of peeking out on Morgan saying, hey, I'm here. Oh, and going wide. He hangs on to it though. Gonna lose a little bit of time, but not much at all, really. Hard into that braking zone down into the corkscrew. Keeping that gap the same. Morgan maybe got a little bit better exit out of there, as it looks like the gap's slightly opening up. Oh, Richard Hibbs and Rich Wishon so close together as they're coming down to that last corner. Man, I actually did some like real broadcasting there for a second. Oh, now we got Sean sneaking back up on him with a big lockup. He's going to lose some time on that. Skyler, though, just sticking right to Morgan's bumper. Not letting him get away. Of course, it's the same up there with Rich Hibbs and Richard Wishown. I think I need to start saying Rich Hibbs instead of Richard, as we have another Richard Wishown, since Rich has it as Rich. Trading Paints now says it's re-downloading for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Anyways. We still got this kind of 4-car, well, I guess it's kind of a 5-car pack in the beginning before there's a little bit of a gap down to Brandon Dooley. And Sean Ryan just sets the fastest lap time of the feature race with an 18.6. Wait, no, he didn't just set that. Oh, that was last lap. The lap before this. Sorry. Skyler's still not giving Morgan any room to breathe. All it's going to take is one small mistake from Morgan, and Skyler is going to be right around. I should turn off the driver thing at the bottom. Where's that at? It's not going to tell you who I'm actually looking at right now because everything's so delayed. So I have so many buttons. Not exactly sure where it's at. Every time I look away from the screen and try to fix something, I always miss something though. But so far they're all sticking together. Maybe I really don't know where that's at. Well, it finally updated. Oh, Sean really getting on the back of Skyler now. Peeking his nose out, but that, once again, is going to the corner that we call the kink, and you do not want to be passing through there. Unless you're maybe in a tiny slow car. It is pretty much deadly to be going through there for both parties. It's really hard to make sure you leave it a space. Also, Rich Wishown just right there on Richard Hibbs' heels. Not letting him get too far away. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, these guys up front really are just driving super well, having pretty solid races. There hasn't been a lot of passing, but everybody is just kind of staying with everyone, not letting anyone get away. The gaps are opening up a tiny bit, but not much. Let's have a look a little further back here. We have Chris Dowden chasing Brandon Dooley around. They've been within a half second of each other for quite a while. Kind of the same thing going on, a little train of a couple cars. Ken Chrisman falling down the leaderboard. Do you have a little bit of an off track there? Yep. Went off track, came back on track. So now with that, we have Daniel Reinhardt sitting in first for the amateurs in P12, up 6 positions from the start, with Peter Arundel right behind him. Peter was our pole sitter for the sprint race. Definitely, I'm sure, looking to make up some positions here. I would expect it to be not too long before Peter gets around Daniel, as Peter proved to be extremely fast early on. A little wide in the dirt there, using all the track available. Watch them as they break, going down into the corkscrew. We need to go on board for a corkscrew ride here. It doesn't, the camera angle just doesn't do it justice. It is an incredible downhill turn. And even if you are just playing on a flat screen driving, you know, on your own in iRacing, it's bad enough. But to do it in VR is a whole nother experience. It just really shows what it's like. Let's, as Peter's chasing Daniel around, let's hop into the roll bar here. Oh, as he goes out a little wide. Gonna come across here. It's a pretty high speed turn. Gonna come down here, brake at the 2? Something like that. I haven't actually driven this car on this track. Up here comes the kink. It's a blind corner, terrifying corner. A lot of cars you gotta turn in before you can actually see it, so you just hope that you're online as you go in. Here we're climbing up the hill as we come to the corkscrew. Hard on the brakes, can't see anything. Here's the corkscrew. The track just disappears. Gotta crank it back over to the right, and away you go. Hold it to the left here. Go back out. Come back to the left. Back in on the right. Track it out. Here comes the last turn, which the last turn in the car, the way it presents itself, it almost seems like a 90-degree turn, but it's actually a lot more to it than that. It's really easy to see from the blimp view. Oh, here goes Peter. He's got to run, going up the inside. Holding him out. Taking the inside around the double apex T1. He's going to keep it. Nice clean pass.
Well, this will be a good drag week.
Oh, Daniel going out a little bit wide. It's going to let Coy McGrath around as well. Let's have a little peek back up at the front. I don't think things have changed much. Richard Hibbs still in the lead. Rich Washown. It looks like Morgan and Sean have traded positions. Or was that? No, that's how they were, wasn't it? No, I can't remember. I think that's how it was. But we see Morgan closing in on that gap, I believe, to Rich and Richard. Also, Sean Ryan just casually throwing in the fastest lap time of a 1:18.09, almost breaking into those 17s. Morgan and Sean always putting on a good show when they get together. They get some very close racing. Their abilities as drivers seem to be very close to each other. And when they get together and really go at it, it is some of the closest, toughest, but cleanest racing that you will see around. Sean getting a little close into there. Probably having to get a little harder on the brakes than he wanted to at the end, I'm assuming. With that little kind of wiggle he did coming through the corner. These guys all just stand real close to each other throughout the rest of the field. Everybody's kind of splitting up a little bit. I just noticed the leaderboard on the screen still thinks that Skylar is in P4. Just to make that clear, the overlay is delayed and not correct, but what you're seeing on screen is live and what's actually happening. Oh, Rich Wishown getting real close to Richard Hibbs. No place to make a move in that section of the track, though. A little connection loss there again. It's so cool seeing 5 cars this close together in the front. I mean, there's like 2 seconds between the top 5 cars currently. They said everybody else is kind of split up from each other. Some pretty big gaps all around the track. We have some really good action up here, up front. Morgan just set his fastest lap of the race. So you would think he would have gained a little bit, but it doesn't really seem like he gained at all there. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup on that left front. Seems to be pretty common going into that corner. I should find a way to, it's not really, I guess I could put them in chat. I should find a way to link these guys' channels. There's a few of the drivers in here that share their races on YouTube and are in many other leagues. Morgan Teggy is one of them. He races in VR and kind of shows his perspective and everything. And we also have back running in 6th, Brandon Dooley. He's got a YouTube channel as well, where he puts his league races up on. I know Morgan also has some really good kind of instructional type videos. I wouldn't really call them tutorials, I guess, because but you know, instructional, helpful driving tutorial type videos. Oh, Sean's really there now on Morgan. I think Sean's getting ready to attempt to make a move here. I'm not sure how these cars are in the dirty air. I've heard some people complain about it a little bit, but I haven't heard too much about it. We got 23 minutes left to go, so we're basically, not quite, but basically halfway through the race. Nobody has pit yet. Sean's going to try on the outside there a little bit, showing Morgan he's there. Maybe attempting a little over-under, but doesn't pull it off. Morgan's going to hold on to that P3. Looks like we're coming into some lap traffic now as I see a car in front of Rich Hibbs up ahead. This is where things will start to get interesting as the leaders start to navigate through lap traffic. You're going to go up the inside. The first two are going to make it around. Oh, no! Rich was down into who was that? Was that Nathan? Nathan went off track. Let's see what happened there. Oh, he might have tapped. He might have just tapped Richard and got the end around. Is that, oops, not. Clicked the wrong, yep. I think that's what happened. I think he just barely got into Rich Hibbs up ahead and upset the car. Unfortunately, Richard Wishown gets caught up in it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Bad place, bad time type thing, but Richard has been very fast, and he's got half the race left to go. He didn't get held up much, just kind of an off track there. Hopefully he can make his time back. So now that's going to leave Richard Hibbs kind of out by himself, driving around. We'll see if Morgan and Sean can make up this gap that's been left open by Richard Wishown being back in fourth now. What kind of gap does he have? He's got about a 3-second gap up to Skyler. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on that gap and see how it closes down. It's weird to me that I see all the numbers here, but the ones on the screen are delayed. I'm gonna do a little something here. I don't know if I should or not, but I'm going to. We're gonna do a display capture. Bear with me for just a second here. You can see all my buttons I have. Nope. Give me, oh God. Give me this one. Thank you. I'm gonna put this here and I'll have this fixed here in just a second. Hey, look, we can start to see things. And then we will just hide that. There, now you can at least see that. That is up-to-date information. I could even swap, I think. Can I swap those? I don't know if I can swap those or not. We got Richard Hibbs, Morgan, and Sean all coming into the pit. Skyler staying out. Richard Wishown staying out as well. Yep. Let's see how this all shakes out. Might see if I can scoop this up a little bit since it's not transparent. To like the top 15 maybe. Getting a little creative tonight. And Morgan beats him out of the pits. With Sean coming second and Richard coming out last. Quite the shakeup we got there at in the lead. Oh, and Sean spins out of the kink. Now it's going to be the Morgan and Richard show. Hopefully they can hold on to it and not make a mistake. They seem to be contagious tonight. Now last week Richard Hibbs was able to pit and just pretty much run away with P1. Tonight is the opposite. Morgan popping out of the pits first, getting the pass in the pits. Is it going to work the opposite way tonight? Is Morgan going to get it? Richard's going to be stuck behind? They've both been extremely fast all night. They're, in fact, both of their best times are 100th difference from each other. Less than 100th of a difference. So extremely closely matched. Looks like Morgan's just got a little bit of a gap going out there. Pop back here and see Tiago coming up on Declan, having a little battle. Oh, Peter's in the pits. Andrew Storzum's in the pits. As you can see there, gray up there. Oh, you can see my mouse when I go over there too. I didn't think about that. I'll try to keep my mouse out of there. Skylar, well, I guess I can't keep my mouse out of it because I have to click this to view people. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But Skylar Rabin and Richard Washown still have not pit. Oh, it looks like Sky's going to come in now. Not sure who that is that he's following. Is that Rashana? I think that's Rashana. Yeah, that's Rashana. The Richard Washown's going to lead this lap, but has yet to pit. I don't think he has any damage from that wreck, but these things are pretty finicky. They can take a little tiny bump and get, you know, not super slow, but a decent slowdown. Let's see where Morgan comes out to Skylar here. Morgan and Richard both get around. Got a lot of traffic coming up now. Oh, and I believe that's Adam Novotny out there in the dirt. Whoa, and somebody going out way wide. I believe that was Nathan Morgan with the lockup going down into there. That seems to be almost every single lap. Almost every single car to lock up on that side. Down to the corkscrew. Looks like it's getting a little dark out there. Must have had the clouds come out.
Okay.
Richard is exiting the pits now. He's coming out fairly close to Richard Hibbs. Is he going to beat Skyler? He beats Skyler. What kind of pit time did he have? It's pretty much average pit time. So he must have just been absolutely flying when he was out there driving by himself and hadn't pitted yet, because he has made up some major time to just suddenly be on Richard Hibbs' tail.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully they're not talking to me. Because I can hardly make anything out. So now with Richard Wishown back in the mix, we got a little group of cars we can really just buckle down and have a race here to the end. We got just over 11 minutes to go. Morgan's kind of taking off and leaving them. Starting lap 25, as you can see there. It looks like we got some lap traffic in between again. Oh, I don't know why it just made that sound. I didn't click anything. Maybe something caught up. I'll click on race here and see if it made a sound, but nothing's showing up. I didn't, what is it doing? I didn't do any replays. Oh. Well, that was so long ago. Yeah, it thinks I'm looking at, this is when Richard got caught by Nathan spinning. All right, well, we'll just hide that again, because it's not, it's clearly still not doing anything useful. So that gap to Morgan, I believe, is growing. I think he's kind of driving away with it now. Interesting to see that happen, because he wasn't really gaining when Rich and Richard were up front. So it's interesting to see that he's kind of driving away right now a little bit. I know I'm sure the sprint race didn't quite go how he wanted, as he had a couple little issues here and there, but he really is taking off now and just settling in. Richard Wishown right there on Richard Hibbs. Gonna go to the inside on this corner. He's there. He's holding him. He's gonna be on the outside for the next corner, though. Skyler in the back just waiting to pounce on anything that might happen. Oh, he gets a little wiggle. He's going to be slow out of the exit. Skyler goes on the inside, capitalizing on his mistake. Side by side through the kink. Oh, and they make it. That's extremely hard to do. It might not look much from that camera angle, but that is terrifying when you're in the car. Oh, a little late on the brakes, I think. Sends it around. Skyler's going to get away in P3. Sean Ryan taking P4 before Rich can get turned around. He's still stuck just in a extremely bad spot. Oh, that has to be frustrating. And Sean Ryan just sets... Is that where he's at on track? Yeah. Just sets the fastest lap of an 118.03. Just inching down ever closer to those 17s. We may see a 17 here before the race is over. We got 7 minutes to go. It's like Tiago and Declan having a little tussle here. Tiago having a pretty good race tonight. Declan as well. They're both... Tiago's up 5 positions. Declan's up 4. Of course, one of those positions for each of them came from Richard's spin. But they're doing pretty well for themselves tonight. We haven't checked in on the amateurs in a while because there's been kind of a big gap to everyone. But it looks like currently Mark Rondeau is back up in the P1 amateur spot after his mishap. Oh, a little bit of a lockup there as Morgan, the leader, comes around. So he's going to be a lap down now. And a little ways back there, we have Daniel Reinhardt holding out in P2. With Ryan Phillips, a newcomer to the podium tonight. Ryan Phillips in P3 for the AMs. Go back to Declan and Tiago here. We got 5 minutes left to go. So maybe three laps. As Morgan just completed, started lap 30. Oh, and Sean runs an 18.00. In the last lap. He's just teasing those 17s. Just give him a little tickle. Oh, and somebody has done it. Chris Dowden, the first car into the 17s tonight, runs a 117.973. Back in P8, but you can never count Chris out. He is extremely fast, talented driver. Oh, somebody off track with no rear to their car. Oh, Declan and Tiago side by side. Coming up to the corkscrew. Tiago goes, oh! He's going to spin as the car gets upset off that big bump. Going that far in, he's going to have a slowdown penalty anyways. Declan's going to keep the position. Holding out for 6th right now. Morgan has just kind of run away with it ever since he got into first. Now 3.5 seconds out. I almost wonder if something happened to Richard's car, because the gap is just constantly growing. That was not the case before. A little look at Richard here. I just see a couple 1Xs. I don't see anything that really happened to him. The gap just seems to be getting bigger by the second. We got Skylar coming up now. And we also got Chris after that hot lap coming up on Declan. Swapping spots with Tiago to have a little battle with Declan here possibly before the end. We got 1 minute 45 seconds to go. Morgan is halfway through his lap. I believe we're going to have 2 to go. Oh, who we look? Chris spun? Yeah, Chris Dowden spins down into T1. So next lap should be last lap, because we are past the time it takes for a full lap. Down to 1:10 right now. As Morgan goes around the last corner here. You can see Barney waving the white flag at the flag stand, whatever you call that. I almost said podium for some reason. Up in the podium. And Richard Hibbs runs a 1:17.98, taking the best time away. And then Sean Ryan running a 1:17, finally hitting that 1:17 with a 1:17.676, taking away the fastest lap. They might have gotten a little spread out, but the race for the fastest lap is heating up. Not that they get any points for that, so it doesn't really matter, except for the bragging rights in the debrief that I put out the next day. Oh, Rich going a little deep in the dirt there might allow Skylar to catch up a bit here before the end. I don't think he's going to have enough on him. There's not really any passing opportunities here until the very last corner. Morgan's going to be going around the last turn here, running it out for the win. Skylar's right there, but doesn't have enough off the exit to do anything. Richard Hibbs going to take second, with Skylar Rabin taking third. Sean Ryan coming through with Mark Rondell right in front of him. Mark is a lap down in P12, but also P1 amateur. And you can see Sean's probably a little bit frustrated with that one. But ran a 1:17.16. Almost down into the 1:16s. Wow. Brandon Dooley taking 5th. Declan taking 6th. Chris Dowden taking 7th. Oh, I got to fix my camera here. Tiago taking 8th. Richard Washown holding on to that, keep in the top 10 at least, holding on to that 9th. Peter in 10th. Joe Lee in 11th. Mark Rondell, our top am, in 12th. Daniel Reinhardt taking P2, those amateurs. And Ryan Phillips taking P3. All right, they're going to come around for the picture here. Let me get in the sim. Got the top 3 coming down. It looks like the pros are lining up for the picture. Amateurs, if you want to line up for a picture, it is Mark Rondow, Daniel Reinhardt, and Ryan Phillips. Congratulations. Go up to the line here. Them sit. Now let them sit. All right, thank you guys. Morgan's going to do a little celebrating here as we wait for Ryan Phillips to come around. I'm going to skip interviews tonight, by the way, because I don't think I will be able to understand anyone. Yeah, just like that. It's completely broken.
I apologize if Hibbs and was shouting them. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, that I made out. Here comes Ryan. That'll do. Thank you, guys. Good race, everyone.
Thank you. Fun race.
Mark having his second amateur win. Feeling pretty good. I think he broke the car there. Oh, great camera angle. iRacing. Well, turn the music back up a little bit. We're going to have to skip interviews because I can't hardly make any... Discord might be a little bit better than the iRacing in-game is, but I'm dropping packets like crazy. I honestly have no idea how the stream's even working. So, we're going to call it a night there. Let's just see if it'll let me throw up the results. I bet it won't. I clicked results. It's not doing anything. Yep. So anyways, we got the results there in the little temporary leaderboard I put up. That's going to be it from me tonight. And join us with Turbo Bull 177 tomorrow night for the broadcast of the Oval League race. Or you can come over to my Twitch channel if you know what it is. I don't really care to announce it here because that's not what this channel's for, but I will be driving in it. And until then, we will see you next week when we are at... I do this every week where I try to be like sneaky and look it up while I say where we're going to be, but I can't click on it fast enough to find it. And we're going to be at... Oh, at Daytona! We're going to give the drivers a chance to get extra seat time at Daytona to prep for the 24-hour coming up. Hopefully we can get a couple teams, Six Sigma teams together for that. And yeah, with that, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.